Yeah! Woo! Alright, people. Today's YouTube video is going to be the video of all videos. This week, we got two of the biggest Hollywood blockbuster movies coming out in a matter of days. We got Bumblebee, the movie, highly anticipated. Transformers spinoff. Then we have Aquaman. That's also highly anticipated for Warner Brothers DC film. And in the description it's going to say John Cena versus Jason Momoa. These are two of the biggest Hollywood films. And my job doesn't know that I'm a secret Santa Claus. Because, yeah, I am a secret Santa Claus. I got bills I got to pay. I got to pay my cell phone bill. Strange and ironic. The same day that these two films come out, my cell phone bill has to be paid. But I'll pay my cell phone bill way before that actually happens. And, of course, let's get into it. I've been watching both movie trailers very closely. Now, the first trailer of Bumblebee gave me the feeling that I've always got. It's a Transformers film. It's going to have a lot of action, a lot of excitement. It's a roller coaster ride. You expect stuff to explode. You expect people to get kidnapped, rescued. But the movie centers around this little girl. And this little girl is the main character in this movie. And Bumblebee gets discovered by her. You know, he still can't really talk. So it's set in a timeline where it could either have taken place before the first Transformers film or prior to the first film of Transformers, from the looks of the trailer, of the first trailer. And she discovered he's a Transformer, and he protects her. He fights all these other evil Transformer Decepticons. And the military, as they always know in these type of films, they have always known the existence of Transformers from the basis of the first trailer. Now, with the second trailer, we get to find out that it's Optimus Prime who actually sent him to Earth, which like I said, this centers around in that same time period of the first three films. And this is going back to a period before Transformers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we're seeing this Bumblebee is a little different than the original 4 films. This kind of has it where he is the main character in a way. He is the hero. You can tell that this film is hyped, and to have John Cena play one of the bad soldiers is kind of poetic. I mean, to bring John Cena in and have him be one of the ones that don't like Transformers, but he's not really the main villain. He's like working for the main villain, but he's not the villain. And I do believe somewhere towards the middle or the end of this film, John Cena's character might shift from the bad side to the good side. And that might explain how the other soldiers and the original 3 films ended up trusting the Transformers. I think this film might clearly explain that. Now, what I expect from the Bumblebee movie? Well, when it does come out, I expect it to be a 2.5-hour joyride. I expect to get my money's worth, but let's be honest. Every time we see a movie like Transformers, every time we see these trailers, we believe that the filmmakers and the writers understand the universe of Transformers. And every time we see these movies, like John Capia said, we get hyped, we get excited, they take our money, and we get disappointed when it's not even close to Transformers. Yeah, it's a Transformers movie, but it isn't Transformers. And we get disappointed every time we see this movie. We just think, just when we think it's going to be exactly what we think it is, it's similar or it's close to it. That's what I expect from this movie. Now, as for Aquaman, this is one of those movies where this could either make or this could break Jason Momoa's movie career. Now, I've followed Jason Momoa in the late 1990s and the early 2000s as an actor. And almost everything he's appeared in, he's done pretty great and outstanding in. You know, I've loved him in Game of Thrones Season 1. I wish he could have been in more seasons of Game of Thrones, but his character was killed off or walked away. I loved him in the remake of Conan the Barbarian, even though it was nowhere near as good as the original as Arnold Schwarzenegger portrayed. I loved him in Bullet to the Head with Sylvester Stallone. I like Jason Momoa's movies. He even did a television show where he drives a badass motorcycle for the Sundance Channel. So I like Jason Momoa's work. You know, he transitioned from an actor to a producer to a screenwriter to a director. So I like that he was able to, you know, make all these transitions and do it nice and smoothly. He's worked with some big names in Hollywood. He's had some good movies. But this is Aquaman. Now, what I like about the first trailer is they don't just start the trailer off as he's Aquaman. They explain how he was born in the ocean, but he was in the ocean, but he was left on land. And the fact that they show his love interest and they showed his family heritage and where he comes from was perfect. Now, what I think is different in this case is that in Justice League, I felt he was a little bit watered down. They were scared to go all the way with Aquaman. He was badass in that movie. He has some good fighting parts in that movie. But this movie shows that he's more of an alpha male than he was in Justice League. The second Aquaman trailer shows us fighting the people that we expect him to fight. And that this is where he gets his powers and his abilities. And we get to see the humanity of the character. Now, if I'm going to the movies Friday, which movie do I go see first? Bumblebee or do I go see Aquaman? Now, I've always watched all the Transformer movies when they came out. I've seen all 5 films. There's actually 5 films, my bad. But Bumblebee is like a fantasy come true. People have always said one of those characters in the Transformers should get their own movie spinoff, and it just happened to be Bumblebee. And I believe they're going to break even and make all their money back. But who could deny seeing Aquaman on the big screen? I mean, Aquaman is DC's version of Thor. So, to be on the safe side, to be on the safe bet, I probably would choose Aquaman to go see on Friday. And then Saturday, turn around and go see Bumblebee. Because I am going to see both these movies back to back. One on a Friday, one on a Saturday. And then I'll drop movie reviews one day of each other prior to seeing 2 movies in 2 days. Now, I know some people are a little concerned because both movies come out and that it's hard to see both movies on the same day. Plus, I would have to make another review on Titans. Yeah, there's a TV show called Titans, and their season finale is going to be Batman versus Nightwing, or should we say Batman versus Dick Grayson, and I got to make a review for that. So, yeah, it's going to be a very busy December this week. You know, Christmas is coming up, and a lot of people are pulling their damn hair out because they've seen the Spider-Man 2 Away From Home trailer, or the concept trailer. People have seen Avengers Endgame. You got Titans. And then you got the Dragon Ball movie review that I did 24 hours ago on both my YouTube channels. And then you got these 2 movies coming out on the 21st. So a lot of people are scratching their head like, Hollywood, can we please get a break? You're throwing so much at us. And it's hard to digest. I mean, I'm serious. I know how you people feel. And then the Venom movie. Venom, the movie, comes out on DVD. So a lot of people are really scratching their hair and pulling their hair out like Homer Simpson because there's too much going on in the month of December. I got Christmas shopping. I got to work. I got to put in a lot of hours. You got all these movies coming out. I got to buy Christmas gifts. And so a lot of people are stressing out and going, damn, when can I get a break? You know, and by the time we approach January, that's when people are going to go more into talking about Avengers Endgame. And then, of course, people are going to make their breakdown trailers of all these movies. So I did my first preview of these 2 movies. You know, I decided to do both at the same exact time. So when we get to Friday, I'll do a separate movie review for both films. You know, Bumblebee versus Aquaman is what I'm going to call this video. And in the description, it's John Cena versus Jason Momoa. Who's going to get the better of it? If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say Aquaman, reception-wise, is going to be a huge, successful film. Because Wonder Woman was, and in China, Aquaman broke expectations. It exceeded expectations. It made more money than it was expected to make in China, and it surpassed Wonder Woman. So they expected to do the same thing in the United States. And it's directed by the director who did Fast and Furious 3 and 4. So yeah, I'm going to give Aquaman a shot. Bumblebee, there's nothing against Bumblebee. It's just unfortunate that when you watch all those Transformer films, you're always disappointed and let down. Bumblebee might be one of those films that might be the complete opposite. I think Bumblebee might be the X factor. I think Bumblebee might surprise me and I might get proved wrong. So I might say Aquaman come out at number 1 at the box office, and it's Bumblebee that comes out at number 1, or both movies are tied, and it won't be until we get to January that we find out which movie overall was better. So I hope you like these movie previews, 2 in 1 video. Until then, peace.